Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders. I'm Roy. I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator. Excited, Cal.
Oh, he's been given the very tough task of finding a little bit of fantasy gold for us from the Richmond Tigers.
I've been stitched up again.
It's a
Roy.
tough one.
It is very tough. Now, I'll tell you how tough it is. They had one player who averaged over 85.
That's unheard of.
Right, and that was Jayden Short. The next best was Nankervis on 83.
Look, that's unforeseen, isn't it? That's just unbelievable.
It's tough. Well, it's very, very tough.
That tells me
tough
one
year
thing,
for the
though.
Tigers as well. Not
must
making
be.
the finals.
Yeah.
Must be a bit of value coming out of there.
Value everywhere.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you what. So Jayden Short, only Richmond player over that. He averaged 93. He actually went at 98 in his last 7. So he's still a good pick in draft.
He is capable.
He's very capable.
Oh, he's of course very capable.
What about
that
his pre-season?
pre-season game? He was top scorer of the pre-season.
At his best, I've seen him pump out some good scores.
Yeah. So he is by far their best fantasy player. Okay? This is how unlucky their fantasy list is.
Yeah.
Let's look at Prestia. Okay? Yeah. So Prestia averaged 81, but he played 9 games. So he gets a discount on his 95 the year before.
Oh, no.
So he's now priced at 92, but he averaged 91. So he got the rough end of the stick. This is what I'm dealing with here.
There's always a chance that happens.
So anyway, so here's one though. So Shai Bolton, he was a guy we were looking at last year.
Oh, I
as
unfortunately picked him.
Potential breakout. So before the bye, he averaged 88. After the bye, 65.
That's destroy time.
You know why? Because that was when Richmond were losing.
And Dusty was probably out in that fair.
So I did a little bit more work.
There.
In games they won last year, he actually averaged 88. And in games they lost, he averaged 64.
It's a big drop-off.
So if Richmond are winning, he's a 24-point better player.
Get
him in, Roy.
Oh, it's an interesting thing too. His CBAs went right up when people like Dusty were out, but he played some amazing dodgeball there from time to time. And then you combine that with games where you were like, well, he might save it in his time forward by hitting the scoreboard, because he can.
Yeah.
But, man, he can have some really bad scores.
I want to mention Nankervis just because, as we said in the other ones here, if you miss the big boy rucks, you can get this guy late.
Yeah.
He's an 80 to 85 ruckman.
He always gets it done, doesn't he?
And he gets it done.
He does.
What does their second ruck look like? Soldo will be back.
Potentially, yes.
Because they lost Chol.
Yeah.
And even Coleman Jones. He's at North Melbourne.
They like Soldo in the ruck, though, don't they? The pair of them.
So what about old Samson Ryan then, who came on last year for his one game with a -2?
That was harsh.
Poor dude.
So
he's basement price.
He is a ruck forward. Chuck him on. R4. Get him in there.
That was harsh. I remember people bought him in, just popped him on the bench.
Yep. -2.
At least he couldn't lose money. That's
exactly.
Okay, so the biggest one we're going to talk about today is Dusty.
Right.
Slim Dusty, Roy.
Slim Dusty.
Copyright destroy. Now, in the past, obviously averaging very well here, so 93, 97, 93 and 114 leading into last season. He's priced at 81.
So that would be his lowest, probably.
Since he debuted, I think. Yeah. So that is ridiculous.
It's a bargain.
It is a dead set
There's no
bargain.
other way you can look at it. Now, with Dusty, every season, he finds a way to have a quiet patch, doesn't he? Like, so you need to ride that train perfectly. You need to time it. Otherwise, like me with Bolton last year, you just hit a crap patch.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one.
So the question I've got for you...
The price is delicious.
The thing is, as well, like, he's been super durable until this year. Like, he's probably only missed no more than one game in the season.
So the question I've got for you today is, who is ahead of him? Okay, so Taranto.
Yeah.
Happy for that. Dunkley, Duncan, Treloar.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have De Goat ahead of him?
Yeah, I think so.
If he's playing, yeah.
Okay, for basically the same price. I was going to say his name wrong again. Taran? No. Taran Thomas. Taran. 1K less he is.
I think I'm picking Taran Thomas over him.
Are you really?
It's Dusty.
I know. So I think whoever you go there probably gets the 6th spot in that forward line as far as the ranking goes.
It's throw a blanket over him.
There's a lot of names there that you can
Steele
talk
side
about.
bottom. What if McRae comes in and says, Steele, you are back?
Yeah.
as the man.
Cogs could still be there.
Cornelio.
So do you even worry with a Dusty then? And just go elsewhere?
I don't know. Chad Wingard, what role does he play? You see what he did in the midfield at the end of last year?
Yeah.
He was a beast.
What's Sam Mitchell going to do there?
I don't know. So it's a very interesting one. Maybe too many question marks. I don't know. But the price is there. That price, 81, did you say?
Yeah, 81 was the average.
He's not doing that, is he?
The other thing is, so basically there is no Richmond player other than Dusty that you would look at for classic.
Yeah.
Okay, unless you're looking at some of these guys here, the cheap guys that actually played last year. So like a Ralph Smith, he's 250-odd K. He played 5 games, could be afford. Ben Miller played 1 game last year. He's still at basement price as a defender. Rioli played 2 games. He's still basement price as a forward. Samson Ryan, we already talked about, but no Chol, so maybe he could be worth. Thompson Dow, so 322. You're not touching that from 5 games. But they're all the cheap guys that actually popped their head in last year.
I like that you can put Dow in the forward line.
Yes, but 322.
And the name.
You forgot one.
Who's that?
Their draftee. Tom Brown.
Tom Brown.
Oh, of course.
258K defender.
Yeah, from what I've read, he's not going to do much.
Right.
Yeah. So, Doc, I tell you what.
He plays like Hayden Crozier.
Who's Hayden Crozier? There you go. So, it's a tough one. But as I said, Dusty is probably the only one there that you could consider.
Yeah.
With that said, you've got Thomas around him at the same price who could be better.
He's certainly underpriced. If you just step away from that whole thing for a second and think, Dusty Martin, priced at 81, you say minimum 10 points underpriced there.
Agree.
Minimum.
Yes. Especially based on leading into 2021.
There you go.
It's a short one, Cow.
Mate, it has to be. Play on.
Do the Tigers improve next year?
Yes, they have to improve. They were riddled with injuries.
Yeah.
Okay, and which is why they had a massive drop-off after the bye. So they are going to be better. As I said, they're going to have better players scoring over an average of 85. They only had 1.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous.
just not really the fantasy relevance for us.
It is not. You've done well, Cal. Thanks, fellas.
All right. I'm going to dock your pay for this one, Cal. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. We are talking some teams for the 2022 AFL Fantasy Club Preview Series. Hit us up on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And click back to afl.com.au and the AFL Live app for more fantasy content this pre-season.